Welcome to Conceptual ID Room, where I show you the creation or drawing process of my creatures. In this video, we will discuss how I made my own version of plesiosaurs and pterosaurs, and how they fit to the narrative of my fantasy story. A little bit of background. When I was scrolling through Pinterest or Instagram, I forgot which one, I found this picture of Felbis from The Lord of the Rings. Please mention the artist in the comments if you know. The head and the long neck of the Felbis reminds me of my childhood dinosaur book's rendition of Libonectes. I know, it's a cursed picture. Then it made me think that what if plesiosaurs could fly? This led me to design the Scylla of this world. In Greek mythology, Scylla is a legendary monster who lives on one side of a narrow channel of water, opposite of her counterpart, the Charybdis. Homer describes Scylla as a creature with 12 dangling feet, 6 long necks, and grisly heads lined with a triple row of sharp teeth. My Scylla won't be as crazy as the mythological one, but it will have some similarities to it. But before we talk about the Scylla, let's design the plesiosaurs. So, for the plesiosaurs, they will be referred as aquasaurops in Pangeum. I mixed the nothosaurids, basal pistosauroids, and elasmosaurids for this design. The art style was heavily influenced by Todd Marshall's paleo art. He has this edgy approach to painting dinosaurs, even though sometimes not accurate. I don't know why, but I really like this archaic sort of nothosaurid look for my Aquasaurops design, rather than the fully developed Avian plesiosaurs. Maybe lore-wise, the developed plesiosaurs was outcompeted or hunted to extinction after the emergence of the giant toothed whale, like the Leviathan. Therefore, only the more primitive plesiosaurs that live near the coastal area survive. But this concept is still up in the air. Even though my Scylla looked like a winged plesiosaur, I've decided to make the opposite. The Scylla of Pangeum evolved from a group of pterosaurs that adapted to swim efficiently like plesiosaurs. In biology, an event like this is called as convergent evolution. Convergent evolution is the independent development of similar traits or features, like body structures or behavior, in unrelated species that typically occupy similar environment or ecological niches. Not only the convergent evolution to behave like plesiosaurs, there are also other peculiar adaptations that the Scylla possesses. But it's no fun to spoil everything in this one video. Better save it for the final version. For the pterosaur design, or Pteroarchon in Pangeum tongue, I made it as close to the Skyla as possible, so this specific Tarot Archon that I draw might be the direct ancestor of the Skyla. I combined the anatomy of Colchicephalus. This artwork was made by Louis Ray, I believe the same illustrator for the Libonyctis, the anatomy of Tupandactylus, and the anatomy of Rhamphorhynchus. I used the pterosaurs that have teeth so that when they evolve to have the morphology of the plesiosaurs, it would make sense. Also, the head crest of the Tarot Archon and Skyla. I borrowed the concept from the common dragon's depiction, where they have membrane thingy on their heads and necks. So for this design, I modify the Tupandactylus crest to have this kind of membrane. While designing the Skyla, I made some errors due to too focused on copying the Felby's design, because it evolved from pterosaurs. I should design them to have beak like pterosaurs. Also, the skin should be covered with pycnofibers or hair-like filaments that pterosaurs possess, instead of the shiny scales displayed by the Felbys and the Notosaurs of Jurassic World. But my design is already set in stone. Maybe I'll retcon it in the future videos. A bit off the topic, the reason why I created this Conceptio Idearum series is that usually each epic video I make required me to make dozens of illustrations. Therefore, it would take me weeks for only making one video, and each illustration will only appear for a fraction of the video. That's why I decided to invite you into the creation process of each creatures, so that each week I can upload something for you to watch while waiting for the epic videos to come to fruition. Now, back to the last part. Due to the Skyla have long and shelled tails, I combined the Rhamphorhynchus tails and added the membrane thingy to the tail of the Tarot Archon like I did to its head crest. This membrane thing will be discussed in future videos relating to the different body coverings and skin ornamentations of dragons. If you have any questions regarding the lore or maybe just the painting tool I used, just comment below. Maybe I can answer it in the next videos. Also, did you like the way I capture the painting process? Are the movements, rotations and flippings too fast that it annoys you? Should I capture it with a still angle and position? Only the brushes that moves around? Please comment your thoughts down below. Thank you.